what the politicians they deserve. And I've said that over and over again by voting for income redistribution. When you have someone who believes in income redistribution, you are dealing with someone who is immoral and unethical. When you are dealing with people who believe in class warfare, you are dealing with people who are immoral and unethical, and I want you to pass this on to the Republican Party leadership, that a lot of us out here are dissatisfied with them because they negotiate with these people.
Time is up.
They negotiate with these people so they have good faith.
Well, let me make a comment. One of the things we have to do is we have to, in any bill that I write, we have to note, is it constitutional in a new bill? That's one of the things we implement. It's a good point you bring up. And another point you bring up is the over-regulation I could go through in medicine. And I kind of, when I got to I was in Wall Street several months ago with the folks up there. And I said, well, I'm finally glad to have some company because we've been putting up with this in medicine 25 years. Nobody cares with Medicare. The docs have been trying to figure out how to stay out of jail and not have $10,000 fines. One of my best friends is building a 400-foot span of a bridge over the Clinch River in southwest Virginia. He goes over one day and he has to stop. And his workers are all idle. They're idle because OSHA came along and said, you have to have a boat in the river. Okay, in case somebody falls in the river. The only problem is the Clinch River is about that deep. My 5-year-old grandbaby couldn't drown and she put her face in it. So I said, well, Gerald, what'd you do? He said, well, I bought a john boat and drove it across the ropes and tied rocks. I mean, he tied it up and went back to work. But it took him a day away from an added cost. I could go on and on and on about overregulation. You're absolutely right. Let me tell you what. I can promise you that this Congress, including the leader Bank, has got a bullseye on the EPA.
Stand up so you can hear me. Thank you for being here. We all appreciate the time that you're taking and your input, number one. Number two, look at the average age of all of us in here. Yeah, this is a major problem.
Hey, now you met me.
This is a major problem with what we're trying to do in our country. I talk to young people, they have their head in the sand. Many times I talk to people in elevators or doctor's offices, and these young people just don't understand what's going on. They don't want to know what's going on. Many of them don't even know what Fox News is. They watch the reality shows. One of my concerns is how are we going to get to that age group? The second thing is, not long ago on Fox News, which was all of us, one of the things we stated was, I think there were 5 different states that the support for Obama was over 50%. Of course, we're talking about New York, New Jersey, and some
Actually,
New
below
England,
50 in
California. Huh? I'm sorry, what?
It's below 50 in New York now.
And one of the ones mentioned was West Virginia. I'm a hillbilly. One of the ones mentioned was West Virginia, and another was Tennessee. We have got a lot of work to do here in our own state.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take any bet that anybody wants me. Nobody, I hope there's no judges and sheriff left. I can say this. Any bet that you have, Tennessee will not vote for Barack Obama. I'll bet. I do as a congressman. If there is I've already been in Morristown East, Morristown West. I go to any school I can go to and talk to kids. I don't care what age they are. And let me tell you what if you're in a bad mood, go to a 2nd grade class. You'll come out in a good mood. And I mean, they're just delightful. And so go out and let them know who you are. When any child or a constituent comes to Washington, D.C., if I can, if there's any way possible, I take them with me. I go to the House floor. If you're under 12 years of age, there's a little rule. If your grandkids or your kids come, I can get you to the House floor and let you vote for me. So I take them down there. This is about the world's most expensive credit card. That's my voting card. And I don't stick it in the slot and punch the button. And one little 7 or 8 year old, and Michelle Bachman let her vote. We were voting on 18 amendments. I had to drag her off the House floor. She was voting for everybody. Her dad's a Baptist preacher. He told me later, he said, Phil, he said, she was watching TV, saw Michelle Bachman, said, well, I voted for her a lot of times. She recognized that. That's my job, and to encourage these young people to get involved. And you're never going to convince a lot of young people that are idealistic to go out. You just don't until you get some sense. And it takes a little while. It took me a while. And stupid's on the Y chromosome. It takes a guy long. So.
I want to say a couple of things. I am from the Appalachia, Virginia area, and that water won't flow the boat over there. I guarantee you that. Anyway, I'm an Appalachian and come from a long line of military people who have spilled their blood. My family all the way back to the American Revolution. And I want to talk about the defense budget, and I don't want to see that cut. I don't want to see the defense budget cut. I have a vested interest there in that I have a son that served 10 years in the Marines. 2 grandchildren have been over there already, and one on their way back. Have one going in the submarines in the Navy very soon. So I have a vested interest in that, for me. Now I know that there's some waste in there, and with vigilant people, we'll eventually get all that waste. And I know you're very vigilant in that area. So that, and I'd like to see a little more say-so over people who represent us in other nations as ambassadors. I know that the president has pretty much carte blanche to appoint people as ambassadors to other countries. I have a vested interest there also, because that represents me, it represents my nation, our standing and our status in the world. I want people who know what they're doing. And I'd like to see a little more control over that. Thank you.
Well, I think you're, just a very quick point, and I think your comment about the defense budget, I totally share. I mean, if you've got people in harm's way, I'd rather overspend than underspend. Because that, when you got folks out there dodging bullets, we need to make sure they've got every piece of equipment. And by the way, I want to pass this little piece of information along. If you're not killed on the battlefield today, you don't die, you're injured on the battlefield, you have a 98% chance of surviving your injury. Now, there are people surviving injuries now. We did a good job here in Vietnam. It is phenomenal now, the job they're doing, but it adds a legacy cost that's going to last for 50, 60 years. And that's when I started my comments, is that we absolutely owe these men and women those legacy costs. I don't care what else is done. If we do away with the Department of Education, Energy, I don't care what. We need to take care of it. Yes, ma'am.
As a homeowner, if my house was burning down, I would be responsible to stay there and take care of it. And I think everybody would agree with that. Right now, I feel like America is my house and it's burning down. And Congress is gone on vacation. They are supposed to be here. Why are you not in Congress right now taking care of the problems instead of being on a vacation? I think that vacation is taken some time after the problem is solved.
Well, I think her question was, why am I on vacation? Well,
No, not you. I'm talking about all of Congress. And the president also. He's out there in meetings right now.
actually, I kind of like it when the president's on vacation. I still like it when he's on vacation. Right now, I think that her question was, why is, I know you couldn't hear in the back. Her question was, why isn't Congress up there doing its job, working on problems? Well, we've set in motion what has to happen. We have done our job. We have passed the appropriations bills. We have the House I'm talking about, not the Senate. We've done our job. We put this in motion. This Joint Select Committee is at work right now. We're going to be doing that in the next little bit. So it's in, I mean, I can go back up there and eat some bad food, but it ain't going to do anything. What's been done right now has been set in motion. We've done that. And we'll finish our hearings in September right on schedule and have a budget ready, as opposed to the last Congress that did not.